Well, today we'll put on display the face-off between the Sachin Tendulkar and Muttiah Muralitharan in a fierce battle for the last time, of course, when India and Sri Lanka fight it out within the Wankhede ring. Take a look at what we have in store for you. He might be little and unassuming, but boy is he a master of powerful strokes. Sachin Tendulkar isn't the world's leading batsman for no reason. And adding spice to his last and final World Cup will be the man whose deliveries breathe fire. None other than Muttiah Muralitharan, the highest wicket taker with 800 test hauls and 534 one-day wickets. Tendulkar's batting skills have not diminished even as he celebrates his 38th birthday this month. A World Cup title has eluded the Indian star despite being the sport's most successful batsman with a record 32,785 runs and 99 centuries in Test and one-day cricket. Muralitharan tasted World Cup glory in his maiden appearance in 1996 when Arjuna Ranatunga's men stunned India at the semi-final. Even more reason now for Sachin to take him on like there's no tomorrow. Muttiah Muralitharan has soldiered on bravely over the past 6 weeks despite being afflicted by hamstring and groin injuries, a side strain and a troublesome knee. However, win or lose, fans will relish the sight of these two old warriors battling under the hot sun. They do not make cricketers like them anymore. In Chennai, Natasha for Ndtv Hindu. Well, there you go. That was Sachin Tendulkar and Muttiah Muralitharan. Of course, this is definitely Muttiah Muralitharan's last World Cup and Sachin's as well. But as rumour has it, this could be Sachin's last one day as well. So this is crucial for Sachin. The stadium will be roaring in support of him for that 100th century. But also, as we've discussed before, it has sort of been a superstition going around, or rather, sort of a little bit of facts also can be thrown in. The fact that every time Sachin hits a century, we end up on the losing side.
History has been rewritten, things will change. Tendulkar makes 100 today and India wins. That's what the fans are looking for. Well, I think the 100th ton would not be playing that much on the mind of Sachin. Now, the elusive thing that has happened in his career, in the 21-year-old long career, has been the World Cup. Touch wood, the whole team has brought him much closer to us, and this is the day for him. Certainly, he'll be dreaming about looking at that cup rather than getting his 100th century. If Sachin is going to be his normal self, it's far more easier said than done. I think his eyes will be focused certainly on that World Cup. And in the bargain, if he's going to get this 100th ton, I think the icing on the cake would be there.
All right, so Mr. Ram, we just discussed a little bit earlier about the 1996 World Cup semi-final loss to Sri Lanka. Keeping that in mind, the revenge from back then that the Indians would probably want to give it back to Sri Lanka, that they defeated them. What does India really need to do in order to go that far, especially with our middle order collapsing many a time? With the last time also we saw that it was about 9 wickets down for 29. So what does India really need to do?
I think there are two things that the batting must do. One is for Sachin to play the anchor role, and for Sehwag to blaze away. I think Sehwag's batting can make the difference. If he can demolish the Sri Lankan attack early on, the way he did to Umar Gul, I think that's key to India's success as a batting combination. I think Sehwag is the key.
All right, Sehwag had definitely totaled and equals Kapil Dev's 175 there. So it's something that he has going for him, but at the same time, there is inconsistency. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Sehwag has been such a sort of player that, he goes, he puts the bowling to sword. And 10 overs, 15 overs, if Sehwag can be around with Sachin, as Ram has been saying, India can go at the rate of notching up runs at the rate of 8 or 9 runs per over. And I think Sri Lankans will certainly be put on the back foot. But mind you, from this start on, it's definitely the responsibility of the top order and the middle order batsmen to capitalize on the start. People can't get carried away by the way Sehwag plays. If he's going to get runs at 10 and over, you can't expect a total of 500 in a 50-over game. Certainly, things will slow down, and the middle order and the top order should capitalize on this start.
All right. Now, going back towards the middle order right now, in terms of an inclusion this time around, do you think Yusuf Pathan would play a huge role, or do you think Suresh Raina would still be the safest, the most solid option for Dhoni to pick?
I don't think they will experiment with the batting lineup. Suresh Raina has done very well in the last 2 games, and I think there's no point in disturbing that, and he's been brilliant in the death, absolutely brilliant, and using the power play very well. So I don't think there's any reason to look beyond him at this stage, though Yusuf Pathan is a very fine player in his own way. I don't think they'll fool around with the batting order.
All right, no fooling around with the batting order, and Suresh Raina performing very well and utilizing that power play really well is what Mr. Ram says. So on that note, speaking of power play, we'll be bringing you a lot more discussion and a lot more info and insight into that side of the Indian squad versus Sri Lanka on the other side of this short break.